Alright, so in this video we have these problems on the screen. Exercises 3 to 6 match the inequality with its graph. So we have some inequalities here and we need to solve. What do we mean when we need to solve? We need to essentially look at what b values would support or would conform to this inequality. Would essentially what b values when plugged into this inequality would produce results that are valid, that are accurate mathematically. So that's what we need to do for all of these, except there are different variables for each of them. So that's fine, but it's the same procedure. Let's look at number 3 first. Now this is not going to be any different really from this is not going to be any different from equations, except we have to keep in mind some certain rules that you might see in these problems here. Actually, you will see in these problems here. So first, let's look at number 3, and I'm going to add 4 to both sides of this equation. Just add 4 to both sides, and this gives you 7b is less than or equal to 14. And now we can just divide by 7 or multiply by 1/7 both sides of the equation. B ends up being less than or equal to 14 over 7, which is just 2. So that's the first one here. Now, we can go ahead and match it if we wanted to. And when I see these, I see the 2's for only these two, so A and B. These are -3 and -3, so we don't have to worry about that. And this is less than, so immediately I can circle this one because it's less than. But we need to keep in mind that we can also have an open circle. And here, all of them are closed, it seems to be. So yeah, see, because we have all of them being equal to or equal to, so less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So B is for number 3. So I'm just going to color code this one here. So B is number 3, that's green. And then number 4 is blue. And this is 4P plus 4 is greater than or equal to 12. So this is a multi-step inequality here, solving multi-step inequalities. So we can subtract 4 from both sides, giving us 4p is still greater than or equal to 12 minus 4, which is 8. And then we can divide by 4 both sides of the equation. So p ends up being greater than or equal to 2. So this is another one of those two. So we can ignore C and D. 2 greater than or equal to, this is our option that best matches. Okay, let's go with number 5 here. So 5 says -6g plus 2 is greater than or equal to 20. So first we can subtract 2 from both sides. This gives us -6g is greater than or equal to 18. Then we can divide by -6g, or -6, not -6g. What this does is we're dividing by a negative number. Whenever we divide or multiply by a negative number, and again, division is basically multiplication, except we're dividing, so we're multiplying by 1 over what we're dividing by, essentially. But again, that's basically when we divide or multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to switch this right here, switch the signs. So this is going to be switched to greater than or equal to. So that's whoops, no, not greater than, less than or equal to. So this would become g is less than or equal to -3. Which is, so let me double check here. So we're divided by a negative number, so it's greater than or equal to, switch to less than or equal to -3. Again, and less than or equal to matches option C. Let me choose a different color here. Let's do this one right here, number 6. Number 6 is 3 times 2 minus f is less than or equal to 15. First thing we can do is we can either divide by 3 both sides, or we can factor or distribute this 3 in. I'll actually do both ways. So let's first divide by 3. This is way 1. This is going to be 2 minus f is less than or equal to 5. And then if we subtract by 2, negative f is less than or equal to 3, what we can do is we can now divide by -1. Whenever we divide or multiply by a negative number, we switch. So this is going to become less than or equal to greater than or equal to, right? Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and then this is f is greater than or equal to -3. That's our answer for this one. All right, so that's of course going to be this one. Now you could have also just looked at how, if you didn't divide, if you divided by -1, you forgot to switch the signs, both of these would end up being the same thing. And since, well, they wouldn't be the same thing if you hadn't done it for number 5, and you hadn't done it for number 6, you would get the answer wrong. But if you did it for number 5, forgot to do it for number 6, you'll see that it won't match the last option, so then you can go back and fix it. So it's kind of an indication for you if that happened. As I promised, I will be doing this number 6 in the other way. So this is 3 times 2 minus 5, f less than or equal to 15. Distribute 6 minus 3f is less than or equal to 15. Subtract 6, -3f is less than or equal to 9. And then divide -3 or multiply by -1 over 3. And this is just going to be f is less than, whoops, sign switches. Don't forget, sign switches. This is greater than or equal to -369, -3. Same thing, same thing. So this is way 1 to do it, and then this is way 2. And that's it. Hope you found this video helpful.